You know that moment where you've just accepted a major role, like you've just made a major life decision, but then just as you've started, you find out that there are so many things in your way, and it's looking like you're unable to actually get it done. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, or on today's video, we are going to continue the series we started yesterday. Basically Thankmas Day 2. So today I'm going to share with you 5 things I am grateful for um this year 2023, but then as the erstwhile LOSTA vice president. So LOSTA is Law Students Association, and then LOSTA UNN, University of Nigeria Nsukka. I attend UNN, and I'm a final year law student at UNN. So let's go into the video.
Hey, welcome to my channel.
Well, 5 things I'm grateful for as the erstwhile LOSTA VP. In the previous video, I had explained how I used more than half of the year actually to serve as the vice president of my faculty. So here are 5 things I'm grateful for being the erstwhile vice president of my faculty. Number one is good health. You don't understand. I came into office December 2022, and by January, when we're supposed to actually now like start our function, I realized that I was always falling sick. Like, I'm not kidding. January, February, March, I was most often sick. Like, it was not even, I'm not sure if people noticed, but there were even a couple of times people come and meet me and be like, "Are you okay? Are you fine?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm here." Just like you, they smile to mask it. And the thing is actually very funny, but like, I purged a lot. I think I purged more than 30 times this year. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm really serious. Like, everything I was eating was not going down well on my body. So I was really like very concerned at some point, not just purging, there were other things. Ah, goodness, even the regular like menstrual period was way worse this year. So I mean, there were times that Jesus, I just remember that there's a particular event I had, and then I felt ill that morning, like at midnight, and I had to show up for that event. I was considering canceling it. It was the a menstrual hygiene event, and I was so weak. God, I didn't have stress. I remember calling like Chibuzo and telling him that, oh my, be like I'm cancel. But then thank God for that. Thank God for good health. Thank God for sound mind. So I'm grateful for I would like to put it this way because it's not good to like keep classes. Like the major reason why you're a student is basically to attend classes, to learn, gather knowledge, and then the final test of knowledge, which is the examination. I skipped a lot of classes this year. Like I was in fourth year, first semester by January. We had second semester exams by June. So I'm currently in final year, like second semester as well, or let's just say we just finished our first semester exams, so then we started second semester lectures. Anyway, I skipped a lot of classes, and I'm just grateful to God that yes, the consequences of my actions, I bore those consequences, yeah, but they were not that bad. They were bad, but they were not that bad. So I'm just grateful to God for my academics, that even despite the fact that I was a lot of VP and everything, people were always telling me, your grades are gonna crash, this, that. Yeah, I mean, my grades were not as great as before. And I even kept telling myself that, see, as a LOSA VP, you're going to be the first LOSA VP to do this, to be able to like do your academics, do LOSA VP well, and even build your personal brand as well. These 3 things took a lot of stress. But I'm grateful to God, no that like no lies. I'm really grateful to God that that despite everything, my academics didn't like were not that bad. I'm just grateful to God for my academics. My parents even called me a couple of times and they were like, oh my goodness, that Ne, because my parents call me Ne, they're like, Ne, are you sure you should be doing this? Like, you should actually focus on your academics, leave this position for who get them. simply put, yeah. But I'm just grateful that my academics, like it not suffer like that. It took a hit, but not too great a hit. The third thing I'm grateful for the fact that this year I was able to like inspire people. I was able to I don't know, but to an extent, I was able to discover myself while inspiring people. I know now that I enjoy tutoring, I enjoy inspiring, I enjoy being a source of motivation to young persons, right? I know this now, and that was what being the Losa VP did for me. I'm happy to have left a legacy behind, if I'll put it that way. Yeah. I mean, now I see a lot of activities go on in my faculty in school, and a lot of persons want to like make videos to push or publicize this activity or this event. And this was something that was just normal to me, right? So, this thing they tell you that thing that is normal for you to do, like that thing that you find normal, that I mean, everybody should know it, put it out there, like know that you are different. So I know that I saw like publicizing by making videos for school events as a normal activity, and I'm just glad I did it, you get, because now I see a lot of persons, I mean, my faculty's fellowship, every almost every other event, every club wants to have a video to push their events and everything. And this was something that I sort of like championed or engineered, right? So I'm happy for that as well. So to an extent, it's basically inspiring or motivating people. First thing is I'm grateful to God for, I would say, maybe the achievements. Um, so it's not good to in trying to work and trying to do things. It's important for you to find joy and happiness while doing these things. So I'm happy that these things that cost me like sleepless nights, headaches, things I was doing while I was sick, that I mean I was able to achieve these things. For instance, the Luster internship board. So I know, of course, not everybody on my that's obviously watching this video now attends my school. So I'm going to explain. It's important for every law student to intern. Do you get? It's very important for a law student to intern, to go to law firms, learn under like experienced lawyers and all of that. So before my time as the vice president, it had never been done where like the faculty pushes people out to intern as a group like that. I mean, I think the student by my faculty had done something like that before, some chambers, but as a board, as a group, this was something new. Do you get? So I'm just grateful to God for the wisdom, because the way I went about it was not like the conventional way. It was not something I would have also known if I hadn't like engaged in the activities I did last year, which was engaging in a series of like internships. I interned from like last year. I started interning from June till like October last year. And at some point I was even doing double internships in a month. I think I did that twice. So I'm just grateful to God. I'm just grateful to God for real. The Lost Internship Board and a couple of other things that happened. Jesus, I'm grateful to God that in doing all of these things, I didn't lose me. I didn't lose my essence. I was happy. There were a lot of times where I doubted myself, Jesus, but I'm still glad that people benefited. The fifth thing I would say I'm grateful for is, when I mentioned health, health doesn't just include physical health. I'm going back to like point one. Health is not just physical health. My mental health too was like really, really like, when no, it was really tested this year. But I'm grateful to God that I realized that I could use movies as a source of rest, right? I could rest while watching movies. So before now, I was not really a movie person. I would rather just be on Instagram, YouTube, watching videos, TikTok, entertaining content, or planning my life, or working basically. But I'm really glad that I I figured out, or I learned. I'm really glad that I was introduced to movies, especially to this sitcom called Friends. I think at the peak of my time as the vice president of my faculty, I actually I was going mad. Like, when I was dreaming, like everything was service, everything was what I was doing, to serve my faculty. I was really not attending classes. I would attend sometimes and I would not understand anything. I wasn't following. Jesus Christ. Like, there were days I would cry myself to sleep. There were days that, oh my goodness. So I'm really grateful to God that, I could rely on this movie, like Friends. At the time, I was seeing Friends. So by second semester this of last session, which was around like May this year, I was seeing Friends, and I literally finished the entire sitcom, the entire series. It was something that literally kept me sane. I don't know how I'd have survived without it. I think I want to thank my friend. A friend of mine put me onto that, or a friend of a friend. So I'm really grateful for that. The last point would be I'm grateful to God for the friends, the mentors, the people that literally helped me throughout my time as the vice president. It wasn't easy at all. Jesus, I remember a time I called a friend of mine, Lota, and I asked a lot of questions. I was so confused, especially with many of the projects I did. Like at some point I called a friend and I listed like all my project, and he had advised me at the time that I should just take one and focus on it. That in fact at the time, this was around May, I was supposed to have like done a couple of things. I hadn't done them, but I was hoping that they could work out. He had advised me that I should take one project and just work on it. So I'm just going to be known as the vice president who did this. But I don't know why I made the hear word. I literally listed all of those projects, and even at that point where I was confused around April, May, by August, I went back to check that list and I had done every single thing I listed, everything that got me confused back then. So I'm grateful to God for like the people I relied on. Jesus, there are a lot. There are plenty. Jesus, should I start listing? I feel like if I start listing names, I will forget plenty people. Even the president I had worked with, oh my God, he did such an amazing job at keeping me sane, because I'll call him. There are days I would cry, there are days I would shout. Like, my temperament was all over the place. Like, goodness. Like, there are days I would literally like overlook a lot of things. I'm grateful to God for that. This is supposed to be a thank you message to God, right? For people that He placed in my path. I'm so grateful. My friends, my family. You guys, I love you so much, for real. Like, I don't know, without the good people I had beside me, I'm not sure I would have done like what I did this past year. I was able to like know that, okay, even if I was focusing on Lost VP, I could still I could do that because I had such a great support system. And okay, exams were approaching. I could go meet my friends and literally like read their notes or make my notes from their notes. I'm super grateful. Like, all of those conversations helped me. I'm grateful for the clarity conversations. I'm grateful for the support, especially academically, and otherwise, for real. There were people who brought me food to eat during the time as the vice president. There were times that I was not, you know yourself, and I hope you guys watch this video. There were times that I didn't, there were a lot of times I forgot to eat, and this particular person will bring me food and be like, have you eaten? Hope, make sure you eat. Jesus Christ. I think I have to mention names. Like, is it she will cook for me? People like to bring me food. Oh God, you guys, I love you so much. People that just called to check up on me, like God really like put the right people in my path. I'm grateful for like every single person in my committee. I'm grateful for the Losa with chairman Zeno. I'm super grateful. If you don't understand, this is coming from like a grateful heart, because this last few days to the end of the year, I'm like checking like, how would you have achieved all these things if you didn't have people to talk to? I know like this year I was much more like secluded, because when you're expending a lot of energy on an entire faculty, like 1,000 plus persons. Come on, I cannot be everywhere. I actually had to be secluded and expend energy on LOSA, on my faculty, and then basically split my energy, the other half for my academics, and just a tiny percent for myself. I think that was why I probably fell sick a lot. I don't know, but I'm so grateful to God. I'm also grateful for the position, and I would like to say a very big thank you to like people in my faculty, like every student in my faculty, in law faculty. I know I'm not like an easy person to work with for like my executives, people I had worked with back then, the law science experts. I'm super thankful for that, for like the support, the peace, the understanding, the cooperation, and all of those. There were times I'll call you for middle of the night, oh yeah, do this, you know. You guys really, you guys made everything fun and worth it. To members of my faculty, I'm so grateful because I remember vividly during my campaign period, right, how it was really, really tough. How it was literally a decision between someone who had done the job before and it's an entirely new face. Even though, yeah, I was trying to prove to you guys that, yeah, I could do this thing and all of that. I'm so glad that majority of you guys believed in me, especially like the O25 set. For people who do not know, right? In fact, at some point, I literally had to like stop my podcast to be your vice president. I had to like quit my podcast at the time. So and now I'm back on YouTube. So I don't know if this video is worth it, but this is just a video I would like to put out there, thanking everybody for everything they did for me, for even voting me in the first place. One thing being the Lost VP did for me was not just have that platform to inspire people, but it also like helped me to like be more self-conscious. It helped me to dress well, be more fashion aware, because before being the VP, I really did not care. I mean, white and black, right? Just white and black, and then I would not just come out, or I would come out for certain events. But being the VP, I was very, very aware. Like, okay, I'm holding this position, so I have to like dress well and look the part. Do you get? So I was literally obsessed at some point. I will not come out of my house if I don't have clothes to wear. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think that was a plus for me because you know how they say dress the way you want to be addressed. I mean, it's not like before now I was dressing terribly, no, but I now dress way better because I've had friends of mine who are like fashion gurus, like Rex and co, tell me, so what's going on? Your wardrobe is, you know, and I'm just grateful, Sha. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who literally helped me, Jesus. I had like an entire team help me dress up for most occasions, you know, Odinaka. Thank you so much. Talking about like my friends who helped me like academically. Oh my god, I feel like I'm going to cry. Beautiful. I'm reviewing this year and I'm reflecting a lot, but I'm so grateful like to people like Rejoice, Carlo, to people like Alvina Amobi, Ivy, to Isidore, to Tony, to Prosper. I see I told you before that if I start listening, I'll forget people. I'm so grateful, you guys. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's all for today. This video was literally just to thank everyone, not just everyone, to also thank God for putting me in the position. I remember like praying and crying and telling God, I see, I beg, if I don't fit this, I beg, no put me for this position. If I cannot be in this position and like handle it together with my academics and all of that, you don't need to put me in there. So I had to like just pray to confirm if this was what God wanted for me, and I'm just so grateful that I mean I grew. I was also able to serve completely, like wholly.
Here are a couple of projects I did as the vice president.
I gave everything I had to the faculty, and I'm so grateful. I was also scarce to the rest of my WhatsApp community because I ended up sending like a broadcast message after I had handed over, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, they've not been seeing my podcast messages and broadcasts and all of that." So you people tell everybody that I'm now on YouTube. Please, I'm now on YouTube. Watch out for tomorrow's video where I literally tell you 5 things I'm grateful for in my personal life and basically 10 lessons that I learned this year in 2023. Bye. Please subscribe. I beg as usual. Subscribe. Bye.